because that's not even our last name. Mario,
Huh?
they're here.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back to the Cordells Vlogmas Day number
Hi.
6.
Sure.
It is.
Okay, it's been days.
Yay.
Hi,
Day
Georgie.
number 6.
I guess
So,
Georgie agreed. Okay.
today we are going to do Christmas movies. So, yesterday we did the top 10,
According to Billboard.
according to Billboard, the top 10 greatest Christmas songs. Today we're going to do the top 20 greatest movies according to Entertainment Weekly.
Okay. This should be interesting.
And like yesterday, he doesn't know the list. But I haven't
No
looked at the
idea.
list either. So, coming in at number 20.
Wait, I
This
thought we were doing top 10.
No, I said the top 20.
Oh, my bad. I didn't hear that. I don't know. I'm
The
sorry.
top 20. Okay, so coming in at number 20, The Santa Claus from 1994.
Okay.
So, when Tim Allen didn't necessarily murder Santa, but he killed Santa.
Yo, so that was involuntary manslaughter at least.
But he accidentally killed
That's what I
Santa.
say, it was involuntary manslaughter.
Because,
It was like he
like,
didn't try to kill him.
I mean, but technically, it's not his fault. Santa was on his roof, and he like, "Hey, shawty, what you doing?"
But I'm
And
just
Santa
saying,
got scared and fell. I feel like in
like,
Santa's profession,
it's negligence,
you
I
should be
guess.
used to people asking, "Hey, what you doing?"
But no,
Your job is literally breaking and entering.
But
So
when
he
do
was committing
people
a
see
crime when
him?
he murdered. When he was killed. So it's not involuntary.
What exactly are you litigating here? Are you? What is your argument, like,
My
counselor?
argument
Like,
is that Tim Allen is not a murderer.
I didn't say he was a murderer. You can kill Santa and not be a
If you
murderer.
commit manslaughter, you're a murderer. He didn't commit
I mean,
manslaughter.
you're a manslaughterer. But
No.
yeah, okay. Anyway, Santa died in the presence of Tim Allen.
So I think the first one was really good. The other ones kind of fell off,
I
but
mean,
the first one was pretty good.
yeah, because the first one, like, the thing with movies is if you go and do like multiple movies, if you make sequels, your first one is usually always good because that's when the story is pure. The second one
That's
is
true.
usually the cash grab. The third one is usually the other cash grab. The fourth one is why are you still doing this? Obviously, cash grab. So yeah, the first Santa Claus was dope.
So the first of the list is number 19.
That was a good segue from the Tim Allen joint. You probably didn't even realize you did that. You did on purpose. Good job. Home improvement reference. Let's go.
So the first one that does that, number 19, Gremlins, 1984. So just like Die Hard,
Nope, you're not gonna
it
do
is
that.
not a
You're not gonna
Christmas
do that.
movie per se.
You're not gonna do that.
No, but it's not a Christmas movie per se.
Oh,
but
no,
it's set at the holidays, so that's what makes it a Christmas movie.
I didn't remember Gremlins being at Christmas. That's
the very
thing.
first one, because you
I
remember they
don't
made
remember
like
it.
40 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, you weren't born when the first one
I
came
wasn't.
out.
I
So
wasn't.
the first one was set during the holidays, and then yeah, so that's what made it a Christmas movie.
Okay.
I don't know if the Gremlins, like, is it really that many, like, not that many Christmas movies that were great that they had with the Gremlins? But
So
I had nightmares about the Gremlins when I was a kid.
Gremlins 2 was my Gremlins movie. But I'm gonna say this, right? If Die Hard ain't on this list,
And the Gremlins is.
and the Gremlins made this list,
That'd be entertaining.
I was going to, yes, the rant will be epic. We might get demonetized. But we won't get demonetized. I know how to, well, we'll see.
Number 18.
Mm-hmm.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation from
That's a classic.
1989. So.
Yes, that's a classic. That's when people still love Chevy Chase.
I was about to say, I actually think I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. Would it be something that I watch like every year? No. But every couple of years, if it's on TV, I'm like,
Yeah,
all right.
like the Griswold family was one of those families that people could look at and see themselves. I mean, not me. Like, they didn't really speak to my family, but it was just cool to see that.
They?
Like, just the family vacations. It was a bunch. They
Really?
did Vegas Vacation, which
It
was
was a
dope.
lot.
Christmas Vacation, and the one that, like, it was like 3 or 4 of them. It was
a few.
It was a few.
Number 17, Scrooge, 1988. That's the one with Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
Yeah. So my thing is, there's like 400 versions of a Christmas story.
Carol.
Yeah, a Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
And so it's like Scrooge wasn't bad. Like, I actually did like Scrooge for what it's worth. Like, so a lot of the older movies you have to look at with the eyes of like during that time.
Yeah.
Because I can't look at a 1988 movie in 2022 and be like, oh, the graphics are suck on this. Why is it a square on my screen and not,
I mean,
you know?
yes,
So
Zack Snyder.
I know.
Why is this in 4:3?
So you have to like
Um,
take things and look at it like for what it was worth then. I remember seeing Scrooge when I was like 5 when it came out, which is I probably shouldn't have, but hey.
you couldn't see Scrooge, or shouldn't have mentioned that you were 5 in
No, I shouldn't have
1980.
I probably shouldn't have been watching it at 5.
Yeah,
So
more than likely.
I'm pretty sure there's probably another version of it on here too.
That's what's gonna be funny to see if we get like the Muppets Christmas Carol on here,
I
and if
actually like
it's
the
that
Muppets
was that's what
Christmas
I'm saying.
Carol.
That's the one that was more preferred for me. Um, that was my age, but yeah,
Number
or my maturity. I don't
number 16.
know.
Drum roll. Oh, you
Mhm.
didn't go into
No, that was the musical. We
the.
don't do that here. There were the
This
movie
movie
drum roll. You
came
got to
out in
put one in.
1988.
You got to put a drum roll in. Okay.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
That's my drum roll. No, it's more
Okay.
fun.
All right.
Die Hard.
As it should be. It should be higher.
So,
But yes, it is a Christmas movie.
because it was a Christmas office party from
Yes,
hell.
exactly. I told you it was a Christmas party.
I still gotta go back and watch it because
You do.
if you haven't watched our, I guess, Christmas movie trivia game that we did,
Yeah.
stop here and go watch that.
Yes. Go watch that. Can
And
you link
then,
it? Are we linking it?
sure, I'll put it right here.
There you
It'll
go.
be over here
It's
somewhere.
over there somewhere.
Over there somewhere.
Okay.
Over
Yep.
here. I don't know. It's there.
It's there.
So
Go to it.
do that. Then
Mm-hmm.
come back to this part.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up where you left off.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you that did watch it, y'all know that I was like, I probably saw this movie in 1988, and then I ain't never seen it since.
So speaking of movies you didn't need to watch when you were
I
5,
know.
that one is more problematic than Scrooge, and I love that movie. Die Hard.
I'm just saying, and I just remember Yippee Ki Yay. So,
Yippee-ki-yay, mother. Okay.
but as a kid, I didn't even catch the last part. I was just like Yippee Ki Yay, Yippee Ki Yay.
Childhood innocence.
I was 5. There was a lot to try to take in.
Yes.
Have you talked to a 5-year-old? Like that's a lot. That's a
it's
long
lot to
sentence
take
for a
in,
5-year-old.
yes. 5 letter words and boobs. That's like, yeah.
And so
Or 4
it's
letter
like,
words. It's a 5-letter word.
but yeah. So I don't remember anything of the plot. I just remember it being an
Wordless.
office party, a holiday office party, and that's what made it a Christmas movie.
Mhm,
So I guess if it was a holiday Valentine's Day party, it would have been a Valentine's Day movie.
Yeah, whatever. So
Y'all would have been like, it's a love story.
It was a love story. Because honestly, it would be a love story because John McClane did all that just to save his wife. Like, if she didn't work at the company where the office party was and he wasn't in town, would he have saved her? That's the question. Also, fun fact, you know that was the movie that kind of spawned the like origin of Carl Winslow, right?
Yep. I knew that.
That was, yeah. So Reginald Vell Johnson played a cop in that, and that was like, producers saw that and said, hey, you want to be a cop on TGIF?
So, number 15. Miracle on 34th Street from 1947.
Yeah.
So I can honestly say I've probably seen the whole movie, but not at one sitting.
Bro, that movie too long.
It's like I might catch the ending one time when it's on TV, then the middle another part, and then this other part another time, and then the beginning another time. And then I feel like at one point they would play it like it would be like a marathon on Christmas Eve of A Miracle on 34th Street on this channel when I was a kid.
I don't remember that, but I mean, it's another movie that's on this list that TBS. I don't know where they're gonna be on this list. I know that movie's on the list.
I know what you're talking about.
And TBS would literally run them all day on Christmas.
But they would do this too. That's the only reason I've seen bits and parts. It wasn't necessarily
no. It's just because it's a long movie and you fall asleep and you wake up
and then it'd be in a different part because it would be a marathon.
And then the remake came out in the 90s because it was like all they did in the remake was said, "Hey, it's in color now." Movie
I've never seen the remake.
Yeah, the remake is literally the same movie again with just different people. The most iconic scene in that movie happens early, and after that, I'm over it. You know what the most iconic scene in that movie is?
What do you think it is?
When the little girl goes to the mall and Santa's like, "I'm real. It's real. Take a tug." And she grabs his beard. He's like, "Oh, that's it. I'm done. I don't have to watch any more of this. That's it. That's all I need to see." That's the whole movie for me.
Number 14.
Okay, we're at 14.
White Christmas, 1954. I have never seen this movie.
And I've never seen it.
Apparently, Ben Crosby, Danny Kaye, Rosemary Clooney decked the halls in this Yuletide classic.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares if the movie's as syrupy as Vermont maple? The Eileen Berlin songs are timeless. So that is literally all they wrote. Ain't nothing
It's
about this
nothing
movie.
else. Like again, the song is only memorable because Bing Crosby starred in it and sang the song.
Number 13.
Okay, what we got at 13?
This is Halloween. This is
That's too
Halloween.
low.
The Nightmare
It's
Before
too
Christmas, 1993.
At least it's before White Christmas. White Christmas should have been high, like lower on the list.
So, question:
Mm-hmm.
The Nightmare Before Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
is it a Halloween movie or a Christmas
It's a
movie?
Christmas movie.
It's actually both.
It is truly. It's
Because you
literally.
can watch it for
Yo,
Halloween,
okay.
and then you can watch it for Christmas.
You know what? Like
If you haven't
Nightmare.
seen the movie, it's hilarious.
It's
And
brilliant.
Santa getting
It
kidnapped
is.
and all that.
It is.
It's hilarious.
Tim Burton's probably greatest masterpiece in his sick, maniacal, twisted mind.
If you have Netflix,
Yes.
go watch. I think it's like The Movies That Made Us or something like that.
Yeah.
It's called something like that.
Movies
They
that
did
made
one.
us. Yeah.
It's one about that, and it's
Yes.
hilarious. It's
It's
one about
hilarious.
Elf too, but the one about The Nightmare Before Christmas, because you getting all the backstory of all the
Yeah.
drama at Disney
Yeah.
and all the craziness, and it's hilarious. So
yeah, like
go watch it.
The idea of Tim Burton making a Christmas movie like really had a lot of people thrown off. So I'll tell you what like Nightmare Before Christmas is. It's literally a fourth quarter movie because
But you can watch for Halloween.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then you can go eat some turkey, and then you can watch it for Christmas.
Then, and you can watch it for Christmas. You can watch it all 3 months, and it still plays.
I think like
What's this?
I really want to like do a Nightmare Before Christmas for our decor one year. Actually, for a couple of years.
I'd rock with that.
Because it's also black. So if you watched our decor video or our decorate the tree video, I talked about how I want black ornaments, like black and silver, but if I do black and white, then that'd be perfect for.
Because the whole house would just look like Jack Skeleton.
It will actually be Jack Skeleton stuff everywhere.
So you just decorate the house in October and not take nothing down. We'll see how it goes.
I'll put like a turkey next to him or something.
We'll figure it
out. Or
out.
a pumpkin. We'll have him hold a pumpkin.
We'll figure it out.
Number 12. It's another one of those, not really a Christmas movie, but since we said it's Christmas time, it's a Christmas movie.
It's Rocky 4, ain't it?
Trading Places, 1983.
Oh,
and everyone forgets that movie happened around Christmas time. But yes, it was Christmas time.
Oh, it was John Landis directed that, right?
He might have. They don't say.
Okay, but I feel like it was John Landis.
But then Aykroyd was Santa in the Santa suit.
Yeah, he was in the Santa suit. Like they really bet.
I remember him eating like it was a sub or something. No, it was a slab of salmon. Okay. In his little Santa suit, and it I just remember that. I don't know why.
So I love that movie, right? Because if you really just think about the plot of that movie, those two stockbrokers destroyed that man's life for $1 bet. $1. And it's kind of brilliant. Like it's like, something that would never happen. It's a movie that they're probably going to try to remake that they don't need to touch.
I don't think they will. But if you ever watch Coming to America, there's a part where
Mortimer
Prince Hakeem,
we're back.
Prince Hakeem gives them the money, and it's a cool nod to that movie. Like I thought that was.
So it was
cool.
John Landis because John Landis directed both of those. Shout out John Landis for realizing the brilliance of Eddie Murphy.
Number 11.
Number 11.
It is.
I'm already preparing my face for it. 11?
Yes.
So it's 10 movies.
Home Alone is number 11.
So it's 10 movies.
That they said are better.
Better than Home Alone.
Of all time, yes.
All time. I already called BS. One of those movies is going to be the most overrated Christmas movie of all time. I already know it. And it better not be number 1.
So.
If it is, you'll know.
Home Alone was probably one of my favorite movies growing up. We actually have Home Alone because it was also one of my dad's favorite movies. Yeah. And so I bought it for him, and it was like a 2-piece set. Because it was during that time where they weren't selling movies. So they were like, if you buy this, you get a DVD and a Blu-ray. So I gave them the DVD and kept the Blu-ray because, duh. So we bought that. And so I'll watch it occasionally. But it's also on a lot of streaming platforms. So you can watch it there too. But it's no matter... It's as many times as I watch it, it's still hilarious. And then in the back of my mind, it's like, this movie is horrible. Like, none of this stuff will
When you
happen in real
truly
life.
think about what you're watching, right? You take away all the like childhood like Christmas whimsy. You're watching a like 8-year old. How was Kevin in the movie? Like 8.
8.
Yeah, you're watching an 8-year-old kid constantly try to kill two robbers. That's the whole movie.
Multiple times.
Multiple
Now,
times.
granted, I'm not saying they don't deserve some of the stuff they get, because, like, you're trying
And
to break
then
into these houses.
and then
But
and then let's
why
be
did it take his
honest.
parents like a week to get back?
Damn.
Like it's just, I had so many questions.
Deeper than that, let's talk about the negligence of the McAllister family.
But they
Granted,
counted ahead and thought that was him.
No, faces.
I know.
You count faces.
That's what we do.
They got all the way to the airport and all the way on the plane before she realized her son was missing.
So here's my question about the movie. Or, like, I don't know. I would think that if I realized my child was stranded at home, like, I feel like they never called him. They never, like...
They never tried to call
like, he even talked to his family.
Like,
it was like, oh, I gotta get home to my child.
It's like, wait,
so,
I'm trying to remember.
Me personally, if y'all be like, ain't no flights, we finna get a rental car, we about to drive back. Like, you're not... I'm going to my child.
I'm trying to remember where they went.
Was that the year they went to Florida? Or was that the second year?
It was... Wait. The second year was Paris.
So yeah, so the first year was, I think, was Florida.
Okay. But it's like, all right.
So, they could have drove back from Florida in this amount of time. It could have took a day. They could have rotated. They had the weird uncle.
But you also got to think about it. Yeah, they had like 20 adults. But at the same time, let's be honest. That family didn't rock with Kevin. Like, I feel like it was intentional. And then when you see what Kevin did to, like, you know, Marv and Harry, I see why they really didn't rock with Kevin. Kevin, like, real talk. We don't talk about this enough. Kevin McAllister was a sociopath. We just cheered for him because he was a kid. That's it.
On that note,
and he had
number
a talk
10.
Boy. And the talk boy was dope. We all wanted the talk boy. And the talk girl came out. I thought that was cool. But I always wanted the talk boy. Anyway, go my bad.
Number 10. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The claymation version.
Yeah, that's a little bit more.
From 1964.
Yes.
I don't have a problem with it. I thought it was a cute movie. I still watch it today when it comes on. It's like 20 minutes. I guess is it really a movie? It's more like a TV special.
It's longer than 20.
But like, I guess How the Grinch Stole Christmas was a TV special too.
Yeah,
so.
I'm trying to think. Isn't it longer than 20 minutes?
It's like 27 minutes. It's not that long.
So it was just TRT runtime. I mean, TV TRT. Yeah, like it goes places. Like, you know, why did we end up on the island of Misfit Toys? No one knows to this day. And Yukon Cornelius. Like, it takes us a lot of places in that small window. Respect.
Number 9. The Year Without Santa Claus, 1974.
I vaguely remember that.
I don't remember it all.
I vaguely remember it. Like, I feel like I saw it once.
I don't remember
child,
it at all.
And I was like, I don't want to watch this.
Y'all wonder why I keep looking down? It's because Georgie keeps wanting to jump up on the couch and he couldn't figure out where.
So Georgie's having an interesting time, like just walking around.
He was trying to figure out how to get over here. So now he's up here.
There he is.
You wanna say hi to the people?
You waving?
Yes.
Yay. Good boy.
That was our Georgia sighting.
Yes, Georgie sighting.
Give us a like this video for Georgie.
Yes, give Georgie a like and a subscribe.
So I don't remember The Year Without Santa Claus. What it says is better known as the movie with Heat Meiser. Santa has a cold and decides to take a year off from his Christmas duties. I didn't know that was an option.
Well, he just got sick and said,
it's up to a pair of elves, Jingle Bells and Jangle Bells, to save the day. But first they must get past Heat Meiser and Snow Meiser, the best Christmas baddies since the Grinch.
How? I gotta watch that now. Because there's no way that movie better than Home Alone. I'm saying, like Kevin McAllister was dropping bowling balls on people. He set a dude head on fire.
People should have been dead.
He died multiple times.
The Wet Bandits, a.k.a. the Sticky Bandits.
Yes.
Since they had a name change.
The different textured bandits should have died multiple times in the first one. There shouldn't have been a sequel because they died 20 times in the first one. Yes.
Number 8. The Muppet Christmas Carol, 1992.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I can't even knock
it. That's one of my all-time favorites.
I think Michael Caine did a great job as Ebenezer Scrooge.
He did.
But overall, I have nothing to say bad about the Muppet Christmas Carol. And considering it came out when I was like 9, and I really loved the Muppets at the time. Like, I love Disney, but I love the Muppets because I used to watch Muppet Babies. Like, Black muffin
Big
babies.
baby.
Okay,
Yep.
so yeah, like I really did love the
Yeah.
Muppet Christmas Carol because I felt like they took the the Christmas Carol and I don't want to say dumb it down for us kids, but they made it to where it was entertaining for us kids.
They.
Because when you watch the real one or even read the book, you're like, this is so
It's
boring.
not even that it's boring. Like when you think about it, it's really a horror story. Like think about it. This evil
It's this
man is
nightmare.
visited by four ghosts, and four ghosts come and tell him about how he's been a terrible person, and how he should change his ways. But the last ghost don't say nothing. He just show up, point. You end up at the funeral of a cripple boy, and then you see a headstone of your own headstone, all in one night. And you wake up and you ask a boy outside, "What day is it?" It just happens to be Christmas.
Christmas.
Like I'm just
I
saying,
mean, well, he went to sleep on Christmas Eve,
he
so
did. That's
it
what I
has
was
to.
like. But granted, he
He
did.
he traveled a lot of
He
decades. He
did.
was like, I don't know where I'm at.
He
Like, what's
did.
today's date?
Yes,
Like,
shrooms are a powerful drug. Um,
on that note, number 7, because
wait,
I'm sure this person did that. Bad Santa,
good segue.
2003.
Didn't even play in that. Good
So
segue.
I would have never
Yo,
like expected Billy Bob Thornton to be playing any Santa, but a
yo.
Bad Santa. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
That's number 7.
Number 7.
That's all right. So it's like
So
if
now
this
you're
is,
like, it should be higher than that.
I don't know because I like that movie, but
I
I
mean,
feel
higher
like
by like higher number, like
yeah, it should
in
be
the
lower
teens.
on the list. It should
Yeah.
probably so that and Home Alone should switch, and then take the Christmas Without Santa completely off the list, and then make Die Hard higher. But yeah, that's just me. That movie is iconic for a bunch of reasons.
That we not gonna talk about.
Yeah, I can't say none of those. There's one line that came right to my mind when I heard it. That movie also gave us iconic performances from two guys that we no longer have in this plane. One being John Ritter and the other being Bernie Mac. Like those guys were amazing in that. But yeah, that movie is iconic. And the guy that played the elf, I can never think of his name. I think he passed also. If he didn't, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to kill him.
Marcus, Tony Cox.
Was it? I think it's Tony Cox. Yeah, because he was also on Friday and yeah.
Number 6. See, I've never watched this movie. Love Actually in 2003. It's always on. I feel like it's on
So,
Netflix, and Netflix always try to get me to
all
watch
right.
it, and I just pass it. It didn't. It doesn't look like it's something I want to watch. Um,
All right, you know what
but
makes me
this is
mad?
what it says. It's a lump in your throat, London love during the holiday season from the people behind Four Weddings and a Funeral in Notting Hill. You could fill a stocking with all the terrific moments in the film, but none is better than when a group of kids bring down the house with their rendition of Mariah Carey's All I Want for You, Christmas Is You. So I feel like that song is the reason why people pick. But no, I hear it's a really good movie. Like, people have told me it's good and I should watch it, but it doesn't seem entertaining to me.
That frustrates me because that goes against all my logic. Because I'm the person that will scream up and down that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So just because Love Actually happens at Christmas time, it is also a Christmas movie.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember. Love Actually was like note card movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where guy came to the door and it was like, and he just kind of had the. I feel like that was Love Actually. I ain't seen it either. I feel like that's Love Actually. If I'm wrong, please tell me in the comments. Mario, you wrong. Just
You
like that.
probably are wrong.
I probably am,
But
but
number
I might not
5,
be.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas,
All right, that's cool.
1966, the original cartoon.
The original. I have
So
no
yeah, I
problem with
felt like
that.
that had to be in the top 5.
I have no problem
Like,
with that.
yeah, I mean, it's
You're a
the doctor.
mean
It's a Dr.
one,
Seuss book. So
Mr. Grinch.
Jim Carrey killed it
Yeah, he
when he
did.
did the Grinch,
Yes, he did.
and it was cool, but it ain't got nothing on the original. Like, I watch the original every year. That and like Charlie Brown Christmas, like.
Yeah, those are staples.
So
Staples. No problem.
I feel like
I can.
we don't need to even
No
speak on
debate.
this. Like,
Yeah, no
yeah.
debate.
Number 4, Elf.
Okay.
Apparently, it was chosen as the best Christmas film of the century, um, by Entertainment Weekly.
Wait, the 21st century?
Yeah, so far.
Okay. Please add this so far.
And so it was like,
Elf
granted, the
was
century
cool.
hasn't been that long, but
Right.
still, Will Ferrell's priceless as an oversized elf who ventures far away from the North Pole to search for his father. Um, I like Elf. I do. Like, I didn't watch it for the first time until like a couple of years ago, and it was actually pretty hilarious. Because when it came out, it was when the whole world was on this. Let's give Will Ferrell a movie kick, and it was like he had a movie every other week,
Yo, but
and I was just like, I can't
Will
do it.
Ferrell had a stretch where he was the funniest man in the world from like maybe what was that 2000. What was the movie that did it? I can't think of it. Old School. From Old School to about I want to say the last one where he was still hilarious was maybe Talladega. I love Semi Pro. A lot of people ain't rock with Semi Pro. I love Semi Pro.
I thought Semi Pro was funny.
It was hilarious.
But Christmas, focus.
Yeah,
The
you're
movies
right.
didn't happen
My
at
bad.
Christmas.
But yeah, the point was, Will Ferrell kind of earned it because he pulled off a Christmas comedy classic.
Yeah, but it actually is
That's hard to
hilarious
do, man.
because the fact that he really think he an elf,
Yes.
and it's like hilarious.
Yes.
And then the brawl with Santa,
Yes.
and yeah, it was that. It's a good movie. I can't even hate on it.
Yes.
So number 3, A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Okay, cool.
And again, if you by now you should have already watched the movie trivia movie and heard us talk about how messed up it was that Lucy charged him 5 cents to make him more depressed than he already was.
Worst therapist ever.
Like,
I said it then, I'll say it again.
So the only knock I have on this movie is the song.
Don't you knock that song?
And it's a great song in the movie. But I'm tired of people having their choir sing this song or their little elementary kids sing this song and think because they're elementary kids they sound good when they don't.
I mean,
how many times we have heard bad versions of the song?
Oh no, my all-time favorite bad version was when the kid thought he was killing it and he gave you the runs at the end. Oh my goodness, it was great because he believed it so hard. Ooh, I was like, yo, you hit that wrong note, little man. It was bad. Note.
So that's my only knock is that it gave us a really great song that everybody else want to sing and they can't sing it. And it's just be like, oh, just sing like this.
Yeah, just stay high.
They'd be like, just say hi. You don't have to be in the right key, high. The right note. We don't care. Just sing it really high.
Did your voice crack? That's great. People go, oh, no.
He's singing his heart out.
No, right? That's what happens. Also, I said it there. I'm gonna say it here. Where was BetterHelp for Charlie Brown when he needed it?
This is 1965.
This is if we were sponsored. This is where the BetterHelp.
Lucy was the BetterHelp then.
No, he needed BetterHelp.
He needed BetterHelp from that BetterHelp.
Goodness gracious.
So that's my only knock on it. Was that song? Number 2.
Yep.
A Christmas Story. 1983.
Oh, all right. So I'm concerned because I'm about to have a full tirade for number 1.
So. They literally wrote, okay, I know a lot of you've gotten this far and are going to be upset that this isn't number 1.
Full tirade.
I love it too, actually, especially when Ralphie Powell gets triple dog dared into touching his tongue to a frozen metal flagpole. Yeah. So please don't shoot my eye out with an official Red Ryder carbon action 200 shot range model air rifle.
Yo, so HBO Max did the worst thing possible and they gave us a remake. They gave them, you've seen that, right? There's a Christmas story. Yeah, I don't know if I want to watch it or not because why have you touched this movie? It's been this long. You've had like 39 years, and now you decide to touch this movie. It's the dude that was the original Ralphie as an adult, and it's like, yeah, I don't know.
So,
I feel like I want to wash my mouth.
I actually enjoy A Christmas Story. It's one of those like movies that have a cult following because and they touch on this in the Netflix movie.
Movies that made us.
No.
It wasn't the movies that made it?
No. Netflix movie, The Christmas Calendar.
Oh, yeah.
So they touch on that, like, the little cult following, because they show how, like, they show it at the movie theater and everybody dress up as their favorite character. And, like, that really happens. Like, it's a theater in downtown Atlanta that does that, like, this old theater. And it's so cool.
Go ahead.
And I'll see, like, people, because I'll drive by there and I'll see people. And I'm like, dang, I want to do that one day.
TBS runs it all day on Christmas. That's how real it is.
They still do? I know they did.
They used to do 24 hours of A Christmas Carol, and that was back when TBS... Christmas Story, my bad. We've been talking too much. 24 hours of A Christmas Story. They used to run it, like, every year when TBS was still a local channel. Yeah. Before it became, like...
national.
Yeah. Well, it was still...
It was always national, but it was, like, a regular local, over-air channel for us in Atlanta.
But then they went, broadcast, what was that, like 2004 or 5?
I don't know.
But, yeah, that was... Yeah. That movie belongs where it belongs. Honestly, no, it should have been number 1 because I know what number 1 is, and I'm about to go ballistic.
Number 1. Go ahead, tell them what number 1 is.
Go ahead and say it Because I'm gonna just go ballistic.
It's a Wonderful Life,
So
1946.
before you go ahead and read it.
I know, big shocker that this is number one, right? Well, sometimes movies are considered masterpieces for a reason, and this is one of those times. If you think this holiday staple is a feel good, watch it again. It's funny, heartwarming, profound, and an annual reminder that the holidays are about more than presents. If you don't have a sugar plum in your throat by the end of the credits, you need to come in from the cold.
So I feel like that was a shot at me because they knew a person like me was gonna see this list and have thoughts and opinions. I'm gonna say this: it's one of the most overrated Christmas movies of all time. It's one of the most overrated movies in American cinema. I said it. There, I said it. First of all, right? It's in theory, it's a decent story, but when you really, really stop and think about it, right? It's one of the more depressing movies of all time. If I'm gonna break down Home Alone, that's a movie I actually enjoy. If I'm gonna break down Home Alone the way I broke down Home Alone, let's really think about like this man's suicidal journey where he goes through time in the world where he don't exist. And luckily, the world actually was not. Picture if he would have went back in time and everybody would have been better off if he would have went. And then his angel has to be like, "Ooh, snap!
I
I'm not
messed
getting my
up.
wings. Now I
So
gotta save this dude,
it's another one of those movies that I never can that
fam."
I can't say that I watched from beginning to end. It's one of the movies like Miracle on 34th Street where it was like I might have watched a part here, fell asleep and woke up and it's another part on, and fell asleep and then woke up and saw another part. Like it's really how I feel like I've watched that movie. But people love it, and I can honestly say my mama love it. Like my mama loved that movie. It's Miracle on 34th Street. And I'm like, why do you like these movies? They're horrible, but she loves them, and they're probably not
They're
horrible.
not horrible.
It's
They're just
just
overrated.
they not for me.
They overrated,
And
bruh. Like,
granted, they were made like decades before I was alive,
yeah,
like
like,
even before my mama and daddy was alive.
like
So it's like
for the time, right?
it probably was great for the
It
time.
was amazing for the time. It was groundbreaking because first of all, they were actively and openly talking about suicide in a Hollywood movie, in a Christmas Hollywood movie at that. That was groundbreaking storytelling at the time. I will give it what it was for the time. There was a lot of other things that happened at the time that weren't that great that have stuck that that were at the time that didn't hold up. I'm just going to allude at that.
Yeah, it's a
Also,
lot of stuff you
yeah,
shouldn't bring back.
controversial hot take. Jimmy Stewart is vastly overrated as an actor. He was a voice, and he was that voice in everything he was in. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. What was the movie where he was just a peeping Tom with the broken leg? I can't think of the name of the movie right now, but yeah, you know it. It's because it's been parodied and referenced so many times. It's crap? I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, yeah, he overrated. He overrated. It was just a voice. That's it. You felt sympathetic for him because he could do that voice. That was it.
So
I said it.
that's the top 20.
I'm upset.
Tell us what you agree with and don't agree with.
And if you like It's
And
a
don't take it
Wonderful
out
Life,
on us because we didn't pick it.
no.
Entertainment Weekly did. Blame them.
And if you got problems with me not liking It's a Wonderful Life as the number one movie, at me, bro.
So, anyway, thank you for watching.
Yeah,
We hope you enjoyed this video. We
sure.
hope you enjoyed VLOGMAS Day,
6.
what he said.
Yeah,
Yay.
right.
And catch us oh, wait, like,
Share,
share,
subscribe,
subscribe, comment,
at me.
all that stuff.
Yeah,
Don't at him.
at me.
Don't at him.
At.
Please. Twitter finger states, leave us alone. Actually, I don't even think we get on Twitter anymore because
Twitter won't be a thing by the time this video comes up.
Twitter is like Twitter's like the Wild Wild West now because it was like everybody was getting blue stripes. I mean, not blue stripes, blue
It
stars
might be blue
or checks or whatever.
It's checks. At this point, by the
I don't
time
know
this
what it is
video
on,
comes out,
but
it might be blue stars.
everybody get blue checks. It was changing names and it was a hot mess, and then they had to shut it down. And yeah, it's the Wild Wild West now. You don't know who. Just before a blue check meant like, oh, this is the person
This
for
is
real.
actually the person.
Now you don't know.
Now, after you
it could
spend
be the
$9,
weirdo that lives next door to you that
yeah,
just be on the internet 24/7.
you got $9 that you want to spend on the blue check and not spend it on like a whole bunch of avatars of yourself through Lenza. Now it's a time capsule. So when people see this in the future, they'll go, "What was Lenza?" Lenza was an app that was popular for like 4 weeks,
I don't even think it's been. It's been like the last 2 days that it's just like
Nah, it's
everybody
been
has
going
this,
around.
and I'm not doing one.
I'm
But
doing one. I thought they were dope. I'm sorry.
they were kind of
The
cool. But it's
last
like, but
Airbender
you know
ones were
me, like
dope for me.
whenever I see everyone do something, I'll be like, I don't want to do
I
it.
just want to do it for me and actually print one out and put it in the house.
I was gonna say, even if I do it, I wouldn't put it on the internet.
Yeah,
It'll be
I'm not
like,
doing it for
yeah.
them. I'm doing it for us. Like I put them in the house. That'd be dope.
So
Yep.
now that we went on our tirade,
Yes. Now
thank you
it's
for
time.
watching. We'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.